Well, that's our show, PlayStation Experience, or aka PlayStation Presents. Is it called PlayStation Presents, or is it just PlayStation Experience PSX 2017? Welcome to my recap and reactions for tonight. Um, as expected, I knew it was going to be go a little bit longer than expected. It turned out a pretty decent show, and I love that. Personally, I didn't see that coming. That last announcement, definitely so much nostalgia. I'll get into it later, towards the end of the video, but I'm going to get right into it. With all our announcements and all the games, there's some games you'll probably already recognize that they already previously shown, that you guys probably knew about already. But to kick off the show, they talked about VR, PlayStation VR. Now, again, you guys already know, I personally skip VR, even though I'm not really much of a person that didn't really seem interested in the games that they came out with it, besides the Resident Evil game for VR. But PlayStation VR is not something for me. I can't handle the VR. And from what I've seen, I said this before in my Game Awards video last night, and I said it when I first heard about PlayStation VR. I can't even wear 3D glasses like that for long periods of time, getting a headache. And then from some people I've seen, from watching videos and other people play it, even some people in real life seen play the VR before, and from their experience, they get motion sickness, and they can't play for longer periods of time. Even some people out there that have done playthroughs and try to play games for gameplay for first time experience, just to experience the game in VR. It's as cool as it sounds to play a game in VR. It's almost as if you're in the game by yourself. They don't play that long. In games like Fallout and Skyrim, just like I said last night after their Game Awards, I don't see many people just buying those games over and over just to experience a game in VR with a whole completely different experience. With a game like those types of games with hundreds of hours of either grinding, side quests, open world exploration, you wouldn't find yourself playing those games for longer periods of time. But it's just not for me. So they announced this brand new game called Firewall. Is it Firewall 0 VR, or is it just called Firewall VR? And then I didn't even see this coming. They announced Last Guardian. It's going to be a Last Guardian VR game. When I'm sure most people who probably bought Last Guardian for PS4s are probably not going to buy it again for PlayStation VR. But they announced that it's going to be a Last Guardian VR demo coming next week, which is going to be December 12th. They also announced Wipeout VR, and this is going to be coming in 2018. The demo early 2018. And then after that, they were talking about, they sat down just talking about, they had the Horizon developer come out. They were sitting down talking about their expectations and how they were blown away by when they first released the game of Horizon Zero Dawn. I personally loved it and enjoyed it. One of my favorite games of this year, and I'm glad that I loved the story. I loved everything about it, and I'm not a graphics person, but that game was amazingly beautiful. The characters, Aloy, the main protagonist that you play as, just awesome voice acting by every single character in the game. And they talk about the fan reaction, anticipations, the gameplay, how they slipped in the Frozen Wilds DLC when no one thought that the game was going to get actual DLC, and they just ended up coming out with for the Frozen Wilds Horizon DLC for the game, all that types of stuff. But that wasn't really all that really important to me. So no sort of updates or any sort of Horizon Zero Dawn 2 in the works or anything sort of, none of that kind of news. I thought it was probably going to be something like that, but that's just basically what it was. And then Santa Monica comes out with God of War. It's just a quick status update for you guys. They were talking about they seem to made it longer than usual. I guess it's going to be 35 hours longer, 35 hours long from the playtime total for the game. It's going to be a much bigger game than that they expected, and that's basically it. And then they showed a little bit of the gameplay. No sort of new trailer or anything like that. No sort of surprises or anything when it comes to God of War. So that's going to be coming out sometime in 2018. No release date information that they revealed or anything like that. Now, outside the finale for the nostalgia news that I'm going to get to, this is one of my favorite games. Admittedly, I ended up missing this game. I forgot to announce it because I think I missed it during the live stream last night during the Game Awards. It's a game called Dreams, made by Media Molecule the makers of Little Big Planet. I think this game is a cute game, and one of my personal favorites. I'm excited to see what this game plays like. And I did not play Little Big Planet 3 because I heard that it was really bad. And I'm glad that I didn't, because I seen the problems and the differences. It definitely didn't seem as good, so I'm kind of glad I skipped it. So this game Dreams is coming out in 2018, and they also said that she announced that it's going to be a Dreams beta prior to launch. So I would definitely love to try out the beta for Dreams. Another favorite part of the show for this PlayStation Experience live event, Detroit Become Human. They did an actual live gameplay, and the cool thing about it is that I almost felt like I was there. I felt like I was in Anaheim, just picking the choices and just watching. And it was pretty sweet that they had someone playing the game, I guess the developer playing the game hands-on with the controller, and they had the crowd pick the decisions, make the decisions for them. And throughout this whole live gameplay experience, this whole live gameplay scene on stage, it was the very first scene that you get to play in the game where you have to rescue the girl. And it was so intense. I just gotta say, I was loving every bit of it. I didn't know what was gonna happen, and I feel like I was into the game. I was hoping he would make a different decision, and then I thought, oh no, from the percentage of the success rate, you could see how the success rate of you, the percentage of you succeeding for the particular mission that you're playing. So it was pretty cool to see that. And this game's going to be coming out in spring 2018. I just loved it. I definitely wouldn't mind watching it back. And it's so many different decisions that you can make to complete these different missions that you come across throughout the story. So I really like that. Now, after that live gameplay, with the crowd interaction, having to pick and choose to make the decisions for them for the game, they were all just new gameplay trailers. Now, this was a brand new game that they never showed before. We didn't see this at this year's E3 or anything like that. The Paris Game Show or anything. This game called Donut County. Another VR game, Jupitar and Mars VR. And then this was pretty cool. I didn't expect to see this. Blazblue cross tag battle. And I noticed some of the Persona characters. I thought it was Persona cross Blazblue. Remember they came out with Street Fighter cross Tekken for Ogen a long time ago. It had the Blazblue characters, and then I recognized some of those Persona. Was it Persona? Is it Persona 3 or is it Persona 4? One of those different games. I forgot. I don't know. I don't recognize whichever game it is. But I recognized some of the characters. I knew they were Persona characters. I never played a Persona game before, but I saw Yosuke. He was one of the students. I know he's in one of those games. I don't know which one he is. I saw some other characters as well in it. So I guess they were fighting each other. So I didn't see too much of it. So I don't know if it's going to be Blazblue characters taking on Persona characters, or they're going to just be teaming up together to take on just sort of evil characters, some bad guys or something like that. So that's going to be coming out in 2018. No sort of release date, particular release date. So Calibur VI we saw last night, so they end up showcasing this once again. We saw some even more gameplay with Cassandra, and I don't know what was the other guy's character. I don't know the guy character. I was gonna say Mitsurugi for Soul Calibur. I don't know if that was him or not, but I know the other character was Cassandra. I recognized her from the Soul Calibur series. So that's coming out in 2018. And then Monster Hunter World. I know I'm definitely checking out that beta today. Basically for today is Saturday, pretty much. Monster Hunter World was showcased, and something else that really caught my attention. I saw Megaman run across the screen. I didn't expect to see that. I was going crazy when I seen it. I said, "It's Mega." I was wondering if he was in the game, but then they brought out Monster Hunter cross Megaman, and from the gameplay, one of the Monster Hunter characters, he had some of the Robot Master's abilities, some of the Robot Master's weapons that you get as power-ups once you defeat them in the Mega Man game. So I'm wondering if that's going to be like a bonus thing for Monster Hunter, maybe like a DLC pack. And I don't know. I hope they add that to the beta for today. That would be pretty sweet for them to slip that in there, where you can probably try for some of the Robot Master's weapons and abilities for the Monster Hunter World Beta. And I'm gonna be a Monster Hunter noob, so I don't know anything about the series, but I actually play those RPG games where you have to grind for quests and tough boss battles and getting extra loot, better weapons and equipment for your characters and stuff like that. So I'm really gonna be in for a treat and a brand new experience for this game, for this beta, for Monster Hunter World. And I know it's coming out next year, but I don't know the particular date. And then Death Stranding, they showed the same trailer from last night that we already seen. So I guess it was like a replay just in case you didn't catch it from last night's Game Awards 2017. It was the same one. And I honestly could watch it again. I just had the same feeling. Pretty scary. Creepy stuff. I'm really interested in the game though. And then last but not least, this was the best part of the show for me, the highlight, outside the Detroit Become Human live gameplay and Dreams. MediEvil. Remember that game? I don't know if you guys played that way back from the old PlayStation 1 classics. It's so many classics out there, and it's so many games they can bring back. They brought back, what was it, Beyond Good and Evil 2 earlier this year. We saw that come back, and that game had just several years in the making. Just such a long hiatus of a game that we never expect to see coming. We got Beyond Good and Evil 2 showcased earlier this year, and then earlier this year as well, we had the Crash Insane Trilogy remastered from the ground up. Now we're going to get MediEvil with Sir Daniel. It was pretty sweet. I didn't expect that. I knew they had some kind of boss. I was just curious as to what they were going to see. And Sean Layden was rocking the Sir Daniel t-shirt. I didn't even recognize what kind of shirt that was. So once I saw it, I said, oh, it's going to be a brand new MediEvil, but it's going to be remastered from the ground up, just like Crash Bandicoot was. And I'm happy for it with it. I'm sure it's going to come out sometime in 2018, if I were to predict. Just a random prediction there. But there's going to be more details soon as they showcase from the video trailer. It's going to be pretty sweet. I love Sir Daniel, one of my favorite video game characters. Another one of my favorite classic games I ever played from the PlayStation 1 game. I would love to see, I'm just going to throw it out there, I would love to see a Resident Evil 2 remake. I would love to see a Spyro the Dragon, or maybe any Spyro game. Spyro remaster, I would love to see. I would like to see a Gex 4. If you guys played Gex before, a Gex 4 for PlayStation 4, they could bring that back. It's so many it's just games that they could just bring back and remaster to these next gen consoles and bring them back and revive them. Now we have Sir Daniel being revived to PlayStation 4. We had Crash come back, remastered from the ground up. Now we're going to have Sir Daniel joining him in the world of 2018 for PS4. There's so many classics out there that they can bring back. So many memorable games I played from the past. Megaman Legends, I would like to see that one day. Maybe, hopefully, a Megaman Legends 3. Chrono Trigger they can do. It's so many games to name. But that's basically it. That was basically the whole show. I loved it. I enjoyed it for PlayStation Experience, or PlayStation Presents PSX. Let me know what you guys thought about it. What were your favorite games? Maybe some things that you were looking forward to. And I also found out that from Paris Games, it may have probably didn't turn out to be as good as people probably thought it would be. But I have found out from one of you guys telling me that they had moved all the best information, all the game trailers and surprises, well, the bombshells that people were looking forward to, and some of the games that are missing, like Last of Us Part 2, to the Paris Games, which I already talked about earlier this year. And that's why this PlayStation Experience turned out to be what it is. So tomorrow's basically going to be the panels. I'm not going to really have anything, a video out for that, to talk about anything for that. And then I don't know what they're going to do for Sunday, developer conferences, and maybe more game trailers and more information about the games. Maybe they'll have some more gameplay trailers, maybe some games that they didn't really showcase. Maybe like Kingdom Hearts info possibly, if they're there around, Spider-Man information, even some other God of War trailers and Monster Hunter details, maybe something else like that. But regardless, I still enjoyed it. I love the MediEvil remaster news being revived, coming to PlayStation 4. Definitely a memorable classic. So much nostalgia behind that and good memories. The Dreams game I'm looking forward to, and then I really love the Detroit Become Human live gameplay interaction with the crowd, being able to choose what to do for the decisions as far as the first mission for the first scene to try to rescue the girl. And I'm just really excited for the Monster Hunter beta. I'm ready to play that, so I'm gonna be playing that later today, see what it's like, and try to get into it as a new Monster Hunter player to the series. And I'm curious to see what you guys are looking forward to and what you guys liked about the conference. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments if you want to. And I'm looking forward to Monster Hunter. I hope I can play with the Megaman Robot Master abilities, at least some of them.